Coalition government remain in the spotlight as the tug-of-war for control of municipalities continue. With dwindling electoral support, it's predicted that the outcomes of the 2024 general elections might not see an outright winner. Late last year, the ANC lost its grip on Tshwane, Johannesburg and Ekurhuleni, leaving the opposition parties to govern the metros. However, the coalitions have not been without endemic challenges, and with the ANC expected to dip below 50% in the national elections, the prospect of a successful multi-party government appears bleak.
It's high time that collaborative approaches to constituting, especially local government coalitions, are explored rather than these approaches that create a governing coalition versus an opposition. There is room enough in the policy framework at a municipal level to explore constituting a government that has got representation from all parties represented in council, rather than this win-lose approach, which results in in coalitions being constituted based on narrow margins, because that creates a risk for toppling the government for as long as the 5-year term is underway.
With coalitions a reality at local government level, the idea that this system of government may ascend to national level is gaining momentum. And if that's the case, will political parties find it within themselves to make the experience different? A policy expert says coalitions work if political parties concerned commit to their agreements.
Parties, if they behave irresponsibly in coalitions, either in terms of the time they take to form coalition governments after elections, or how they behave in them, to the extent that they are seen to be honest negotiators, that they negotiate responsibly and are willing to compromise to achieve, advancements that are really linked to citizens' lived experience. If parties do that, then they'll tend to be rewarded by voters.
The agreements between the parties involved are not legally binding, meaning that they can withdraw any time, leaving South Africans in the cold. But this begs the question, does the country need a legal framework to guide coalition agreements entered into?
It's largely a political matter. This is not a thing that you can legislate through law or through policy. In a proportional representation system like ours, it actually tends to lend itself to coalition politics.
While coalition agreements have shown to have their own challenges, local government expert Dr. Tshepa Molale says the root of the problem is with political parties themselves, as they are hell-bent on fighting each other to the end.
Opposition political parties were hell-bent. They were united in a force, looking at wanting to unseat the ANC, instead of looking at how they can fortify and merge their differing political ideologies so that they can be more effective and more efficient at their take of governance.
While coalitions at local government level struggle to settle in, the question of whether this system of governance will yield any different results at national level will only be answered post the 2024 elections in 2 years' time. Nhlanhla Khatlhane, SABC News, Johannesburg.